Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Corey, for giving me the heads up. We're at the home of the Mount Albert Lions. We're down here at Fowles Park. Massive day today. If you're in the neighbourhood, come and join us. There's going to be a grouse game of rugby league on. Mount Albert Lions are hosting the Otahuhu Leopards, and looking forward to a pretty serious clash down here today. I want to thank the Mount Albert Lions for hosting the Auckland Rugby League, and we're live streaming courtesy of our CTAS live stream partners. My name's Troy Hardy with the Auckland Rugby League, and joining us very shortly is going to be Corey Rosser, as we find out from the head coaches in both camps a little bit of detail on what's been leading up for the week and some insight in regards to today's match. Don't go too far away. Back with you very shortly.
Okay, we're now joined by head coach of the Mount Albert Lions, John Ackland. Well, John, into the competition proper now. How do you assess the, first half of your season?
Look, I've been very happy with the way our team's played. I think we've improved a bit since the start of the season. The competition itself is actually a very even competition this year. I think it looks like the top 8 sides are all fairly even. So, it's a good comp, and it's really good to be down here today playing. You'll see what like the new turf is, and the new lights, and the council have got right behind the club, and the committee are working very hard. So it's good. We've had a good year so far.
Just on the setup down here, obviously fairly stunning to look at when you arrive. I mean, how much of a boost is it to the club to have such a good facility now at your hands?
Well, I think it'll help us attract and keep players, and certainly a good environment to come to training in. The boys appreciate it. We've soldiered on here for a long time with half a lit field and that sort of stuff. But no, it's all good, mate.
A good victory last week. What are the main things that you like about what your squad's doing right now?
Oh, look, I think I just think that we're starting to really think about the way we play. I think we're very lucky to have good players in those key areas, and they kind of do a pretty good job guiding us around the field, to be fair.
Come up against the Leopards now, who I think got you in the first round. Obviously, your old club as well. What are you expecting from Otahuhu today?
Oh, they've got a good forward pack.
Yeah.
Richie and Connor and Dylan and Tunner and those boys are all good hard forwards, and got some guys that are some gung-ho guys out wide, and I'm expecting a tough game.
I know you're with Mount Albert now, but you must take a fair bit of pleasure out of seeing some of the young guys from Otahuhu kicking on this year and doing quite well. Hopefully not today for your sake, I guess.
Yeah, well, not too well today, hopefully, but no, I'm just glad that the club's back on its feet, and looks to be going really well. They've got some good people there, George and Tussa, and it's a big club, Otahuhu, and when Otahu's strong, I think Auckland Rugby League's strong.
All right, last question from us, and we're going to let you go and finish warming the team up. What are the things your team needs to do well today to get the 2 points?
We need to hold the ball.
There's the cliche factory.
Yeah, we need to hold the ball. We need to kick well, chase well, tackle well, etc., etc. So
there you go. It covers it all. Hey, John Ackland, thank you very much for joining us, and all the very best today.
Thank you very much.
Okay, we now have George Carmont from the Otahuhu Leopards. Well, George, a tough couple of weeks for you guys. I think 2 losses that sort of came in the last 5 or so minutes. What's the morale like, I guess, in the camp heading into this week?
Yeah, obviously, probably let it slip the last couple of weeks. So the boys were disappointed with that. For us, it's just about, getting back to being a bit more patient this week. In the last couple of weeks, we've been up at half-time, and after half-time we've come out, playing like we're chasing points. So it's just about a bit more game management and just recognising where we are in the game.
Yeah, I was going to ask, what do you think the downfall has been in those two games? You sort of touched on it there. Is it just about, I guess, that understanding of how to manage a game when you do have a bit of a lead?
Yeah, I put it more back on the players. There was a lot of unforced errors as well, trying to push the pass a bit too much. So it's us as a group collectively just knowing, that if we don't need to push a pass, just to hold it back.
Richie Hoani celebrates 50 games for the club today. Still a young player, but how impressed are you with his form this year?
He's been great, and I guess through Richie's own admission, he hasn't probably been playing as well as he started the last couple of weeks. Right. But, he's definitely looking forward to a big game. He's just growing each year that I've been involved with coaching. He's just growing each year, and he started off this year with a real bang.
John Ackland, someone you've had a little bit to do with in the past. What are you expecting from this Mount Albert team today? Obviously, they're going to be well coached, but what are you expecting, I guess, their main strengths to be?
Yeah, we were fortunate to have Eckers, the last couple of years. So, we know his game plan quite well. He's big on kicking long, getting the opposition to bring it out of their 20. So I'm expecting they'll be aiming to do the same today. And they'll just be playing a bit of patient footy and getting through their sets as well, which is what we have to match.
Other than, I guess, putting together a complete second half, what's the focus for Otahuhu today?
It's just being patient and, giving ourselves a chance to win the game in the back end if we have to. We've been building throughout the year. We've had some good performances. It's just about putting in an 80-minute performance.
All right, George, we're going to let you go and finish warming the team up. Thank you very much for joining us, and all the best today.
Cool. Cheers. Thanks, man.
So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, with Mark McClay, the chair of the Mount Albert Lions down here. And first off, Mark, how good is this ground?
Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. I reckon it's just as good as Mount Smart and Eden Park, so we're very privileged to have a fantastic field like this put on by the Auckland Council.
The field and viewers, you're going to see something very special, in the next 80 minutes when we get ready for the game ahead. The grounds, the lights, the whole presentation of the field, this must be something that the club's very proud of.
Yeah, we are. It's been pretty tough going because we've only just had access to the fields 2 rounds ago, and it's actually our ladies team christened the number 1 under lights, our first ever night game here at Fowles Park.
Yeah, I came to that. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's absolutely fantastic. Great vibe. I had the drums out. It's like being at Mount Smart. So,
yeah, it was.
Yeah, so we're looking forward to what this means for us as a club, and especially when the number 2 and number 3 fields get done to the same standard over summer. We're not going to know ourselves down here.
No, mate. Well, look, just about around the club now, lots happenings with Mount Albert Lions. And so what sort of activities, what's going on in the community down here at the moment for you and the club?
Yeah, we've been really focused on club culture this year, and we've got the Home Ec Club running. We've also got playgroup. So just with parents that are down here coaching, and it's a cold night, younger kids can go up into the club and be well looked after. And just working on culture within the club itself.
And looking to get into the Homework Club or, to take part in some of these programs, who they get hold of, Daniel, or get hold of you through the website or what?
Just get hold of Daniel. So his details are on the website here, the club manager, and you can...
How's he working out, man?
Oh, fantastic. It's taking a lot of pressure off the committee.
Yeah.
So we're finally getting things done around here.
Cool. Look, and the other thing too, you guys are rich in tradition and heritage, and you don't get here by accident. You have to have a ton load of volunteers, but also strong sponsors and supporters. Let's give some love to some of the sponsorships that you have down here, because I know it's important to the club.
Oh, definitely. A big thanks to Russell Gordon Contracting, We've also got Glass Projects,
Yep.
Robert Cunningham Construction, On Target Drilling and Firth are our major sponsors that help keep the club going. And just through their help too, this year we've managed to kit all our juniors and internationals out with hoodies, beanies and T-shirts.
Awesome,
so
man.
it's all about giving back the love.
The just on that too, with the sponsors, and I dare say, you're a pretty well structured chairman. Is if there are any other opportunities for sponsors, how would I go about getting involved with the club, and what would I need to do?
Just giving me a call and touch base with them. And
Better
just
tell them your mobile then.
Give me mobile's 021 927 639. Any help down here? Say no. It's not just about looking after seniors, but also our juniors here in the club. So we've got some big plans ahead too. We want to revamp the club,
Yep.
building maintenance and just pushing out and just improving the facilities to match the grounds.
Awesome. Look, and for the sponsors, outside of we put their names on the jerseys and we have their names up in the club and what have you. As like I said earlier, you're pretty structured around what happens down here at Mount Albert. How important is the live stream to you, and what does it mean as the chairman of the club?
Live stream is important. It's about acknowledging our sponsors, getting that opportunity across the TV. And also it's a chance for, we've got a lot of members that live overseas or can't necessarily get down to the park, and they still feel connected and see what's happening and get an update with what's happening around the club and get to enjoy some good grassroots footy.
Awesome. And mate, finally, with the new format, what's your thoughts on the format of the RL this year?
It's interesting.
Competition.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's giving a chance for other teams to come up into the Fox Arena. So generally it was just one team dropped down and one team came up. But the way the new format, it gives other clubs an opportunity, and it's about putting best foot forward.
And finally, mate, the vibe in the club, with the Lions tracking this year, how you feeling? Are they meeting expectation, and what's going good and what's going wrong?
It's a big difference this year, and even some people outside the club have commented it's quite a different vibe this year, and the culture, and we've been working hard behind the scenes, and it's showing on the football field. And the great thing is that last couple of weeks we had 11 of our junior players playing topside football here, and
Fantastic.
most of our reserve are actually a lot of our restricted players that have come through the age group. So it's great to see Mount Albert players playing up here at the senior football, and that's what it's about for us.
Yeah, cool. Well, look, big, strong heritage, as we sort of said earlier at the top of the live stream. Want to wish you all the best for the business end of the season. And ladies and gentlemen, as you well know, we're down to, the last 7 rounds now of the top 8. So looking forward to a real quality game today up against Otahuhu. And who you tipping?
Oh, definitely Mount Albert. We've been doing it hard this year, a lot of injuries, and we haven't been able to put our best team out in the field. So next couple of weeks, we're going to go from strength to strength. So, but definitely Mount Albert today.
Cool. All right, ladies and gentlemen, not long till kick-off. Corey Ross will be joining us back. Mark, thanks very much for hosting the RL TV crew down here today. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're in the area, come down and join us. The bar is open, cold refreshments, and also got the mighty tuck shop there as well. Cheers, Mark. Back real soon.
Cheers. Thank you, Troy.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, and on screen at the moment is the Prem first, the reserves, Mount Albert up against Otahuhu, and fabulous day down here at Fowles Park, and just have a look at the presentation of the number one field here. The council have done a fantastic job, and probably a technological wonder, this field, is it's 80% synthetic and 20% real grass, and holding up under the games that have been played so far. And I think it's only a couple of weeks back now that there was a night game played here, and that was pretty spectacular. The Mount Albert Lions were up against the Manurewa side, and they played under lights down here. It was fabulous to see. So on behalf of the Auckland Rugby League, big thanks to the council, and the Mount Albert Lions have certainly got a showcase field down here today as we see a try. Wait for the whistle. There it is, been awarded. Big day today up ahead, coming up 2:30 kickoff. Corey Ross will be joining us as the main caller for Mount Albert Lions up against the Otahuhu Leopards, and Otahuhu sitting around 6 on the ladder at the moment, whilst Mount Albert Lions are in 4th position, and they'll be looking to keep their momentum going forward and to stay in that top 4. And Otahuhu will be looking to, especially after the last couple of weeks, just getting pipped at the post and at the 80-minute mark. Last 3 weeks, as I get corrected, and I'm sure all the Otahuhu fans won't be liking that, is they've started well, they've been strong in the first 40. Connor Pacella's definitely, impressed, and a strong, intense young man there in the forward pack for the Otahuhu Leopards, and they've got a good roster around them. And just, that last 40 minutes not really finishing the job, and they'll be coming up against an informed side today, the Mount Albert Lions, well coached under John Ackland. And being here at home for, I believe this being their first Premiership game, they'll definitely want to put on a big display today. And a fantastic crowd is gathering. And if you're in the neighbourhood, come down and join us. There's a little bit of room left over on the main bank there in front of the clubhouse. And I dare say there's a few supporters up in the clubhouse warming their seats as they're having a couple of cold beverages. So don't go too far away. Put the kettle on if that's what you're doing at home, as we get ready for today's clash. Mount Albert Lions up against the Otahuhu Leopards, the clash of the clats. I couldn't get that out any better if I tried. Clash of the cats here at Fowles Park today. Back real soon.
Welcome in, ladies and gentlemen, for today's live stream match live from Felds Park in central Auckland. We've got the Mount Albert Lions taking on the Otahuhu Leopards. We've just seen the reserves game conclude, and you'll see some of the players in the background there, and 42-16 the final score, and I believe that went in favour of Mount Albert. So a big win there for Mount Albert in the reserves match. I understand Otahuhu got up over them earlier in the year as well, as they did in the main game. So plenty to play for today. Mount Albert at home in just their second match on the new turf. They played Northcote here last week. A good victory for them in that particular match, and we'll look to go again this week and further cement their place inside that top four. We're going to run you through a couple of results, and it was the last round of the qualifiers last week, and the results read as follows. Ellerslie 56-4 over Northern. That secured second place for the Ellerslie Eagles. They are promoted to the Fox Championship. Te Atatū did it easy against Mount Wellington. They go through as the top qualifiers. Pukekohe got up over Otaro 28-26. That means they nailed down third position. And the big clash really was Hibiscus Coast getting up over Manukau. That secured the fourth and final spot. The winner of that one was guaranteed of going through. So Hibiscus promoted as well to the Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. The other results were Waitemata 58, Newland 16, and Pakuranga 28, Ponsonby 4. So Troy, when we look at the second division and how the qualifiers have gone, Te Atatū and Ellerslie the obvious standouts, but easy to, I guess, forget that, you know, Pukekohe and Hibiscus only just behind. It does feel like we've got four really competitive teams coming up from the second division qualifiers.
Yeah, absolutely, and some really good football about to unfold over the next 7 weeks. And one of the big clashes today, you know, we sort of talked about it leading up to this weekend, is the Ellerslie Eagles up against the Papakura Sea Eagles. So many Eagles involved. And all they need is the Eagles to be sidelined for the halftime entertainment act. But really looking forward and with lots of interest in regards to what the result of that match will be today. I think it's a tone and tenor match. Ellerslie Eagles, you know, have the opportunity to stamp some authority and sort of make their presence felt. And could be, you know, the chance of turning the corner for them. And for the Papakura team, well, you know, it's a little bit of a fall from grace, and they'll really have to step up today. You know, you look at their roster, and we've talked about that as well. You know, they're a top six side easy, and they won't be wanting to be turned over by, you know, the Ellerslie Eagles today. So if you're in the neighbourhood down there, that's a massive clash as well. Get along to it. It's going to be a great game of football.
And I think all the games in that Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship are really intriguing this weekend. We've got First Division playing Second Division.
Yeah, absolutely.
And all four of the games. The other one that I'll be keeping a close eye on, Te Atatū up against Manukau. Now, Te Atatū nearly flawless through the qualifiers, really. They dropped one game to Hibiscus Coast. It was 34-32 from memory up there on the Hibiscus Coast. So they've had a really good qualifiers, but it's going to step up a level, obviously, when they take on Manurewa. And the Marlins, I mean, they'll be bitterly disappointed with the way the qualifiers went for them.
Yeah. You spun me up there a little bit. You said Manukau at the first of that, and I thought, So, look, mate, Manurewa, they've got a big, strong side as well. They've got some good personnel. You know, they're steep and player, you know, resources there, and they'll be wanting to have a big, strong day today. That said, you know, Te Atatū, you know, they've got some great class footballers there, and enjoyed, you know, catching them with one of the first live stream games as they went up against Ellerslie, and you know, they've got some boys there that can certainly play rugby league.
Moving our attention to the First Division proper, which gets underway today. Obviously, this will be our first game we're covering in it, and it is the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. And last week, the Howard Hornets, who go through the qualifiers top of the table, they get up 30-28 over Bay Roskill. Heartbreaking loss for Bay Roskill. They needed a win in that one to give themselves a chance. As it turned out, Marist won anyway. So they weren't going through, but you would certainly think Bay Roskill will be among the front runners or expected front runners in that Fox Championship competition. Mount Albert get up 23-10 over Northcote. Once again, Aidan Ackland pulling the strings and starring in that particular match. Glenora did it easy, 68-16 over Papakura. Marist. Now, this was a heck of a game. Otahuhu up 20-0 at the break, and Marist run them down to win that 21-20. And a Jack Siner field goal late on does it. And, well, Troy, we saw Otahuhu get run down by Northcote 2 weeks ago. That's now 2 weeks in a row that they've been beaten in the final 5 minutes. So they'll be motivated today, will the Leopards. Mangere East, Point Chevalier. Now, Point Chevalier win this one 50-28 in the end. A bizarre game, Troy, which we were involved in calling. Point Chevalier get up to a 30-0 lead. That's one-way traffic, and then just all of a sudden, off the back of some James Dowie magic, Inga Limoni as well, chiming in, they find their way back into this, and at one stage it's 30-28, it's game on. Dowie then gets Simbin with 10 to go, which is the game really, and Point Chevalier punish them late on. One to note as well, young Sam Fa'apito debuting on the wing, 5 tries on his Fox debut. That'll be a day he does not forget.
Absolutely, and I dare say, to be fair, the ARL TV action replays would have got absolutely thrashed on that with him and the family, I'm sure.
The remaining game of the qualifiers last week was Richmond getting up 26-18 over Manurewa. Both of those two teams already relegated, so that was really a non-event, but I guess about generating some momentum heading into that one. All right, a very quick look at the ladder, if we can pull that up on our screen now, and we will talk to that. And at the top it is the Howard Hornets, who have been excellent through the qualifiers. Northcote, well, they've dropped 2 games now, but still sitting good on 18 points. Then it's Mount Albert and Glenora. Point Chevalier, the big improvers, storming home through the back end of the qualifiers. Remembering points carry over from the qualifiers in this competition, and it shapes as an important game today for Otahuhu. They can keep pace with the top 4 today with a victory. Mangere East and Marist a couple of points back, but looking at that ladder, all 8 teams in with a really good chance as we head into the final 7 weeks.
Absolutely, mate. And I think it'd be fair to say too that these 7 weeks, there's no easy game. Every 2 points counts. And this is the start of it. So real excitement starting to mount across the Auckland region as we get ready for the top 8 to play off.
Okay, we're going to run you through the team list now and how they will take the field, and there's not too many changes for either team. They've kept fairly settled lineups with minimal injury worries from that which was named midweek, and we will start with the home side, the Mount Albert Lions. At the back is Foniteka Lelenga. Now this is a super impressive Mangere East fullback who's come across this year. We saw him in action at the Nines, a big body and a dangerous player on the ball. It's Sito and Petty in the on the wings, I should say. Palu will play in centres and captain the side along with Callum Moore, who's in the centres. Ackland and Wallace in the halves. And just looking at that halves combination, it's a settled one, and young Aiden Ackland comes into this one in hot form. Falilor, Malio and Kali up in the front row along with Tafui, Rogers, Brown, and then on the bench, watch for the spark of Johnny Falilor Malio out of dummy half. And the Lions are coached by John Ackland. And moving our attention to the Otahuhu Leopards, at the back it is Geronimo Doyle, such a good player. He'll feature heavily in the first and second receiver play as well, and will be a key attacking weapon for the Leopards. Also watch out for Emiliano Michaeli in the centres. He's having a great season, has scored a number of tries. Richard Halani plays game number 50 today, and I believe at Otahuhu that means he's on the blazer. So well done to Richard Halani. He's been around the club since he was a youngster, and we'll talk about that more as the game goes on. He's joined by Connor Toto Purcell, the inspirational captain, in the front row. Dylan Uarte in the back row. It is a big forward pack, and shout out to Benjamin Wharton Benedict as well, who makes his way back into the side. His second appearance this year after breaking his ankle in the preseason.
So the teams are now on the field. The coin's being tossed and playing towards the mini-mod end is Otahuhu. So from right to left on the screen, referees are ready, teams are ready, warm-ups are complete. The next 80 minutes for 2 points.
So Anthony Elliott, our man in the middle of the park, and once again we get one of the best going around in terms of referees, and a fitting appointment for this game. It's a huge game, particularly for Otahuhu, if they're going to keep pace with that top 4. So into it we go. Round 1 of the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership proper, and it will be Kali with the first carry. Mount Albert coming into this one in hot form, having defeated Northcote last up. It's a great victory for Mount Albert, who did it fairly comfortably in the end. Not so for the Leopards, 2 weeks in a row, as we mentioned, with close losses that occurred in the last 5 minutes or so. They'll be keen to make a statement today. They have been fast starters in both of those 2 games. It's been the second 40 which has been their downfall. Good line speed here early on from the Otahuhu side. That time it's Timaloa leading the charge. Now Ackland jumps into dummy half and will kick from the bottom of the ruck as well. It's going to bounce a couple of times and then be scooped up by Geronimo Doyle, the Counties Manukau and Auckland fullback. The Rookie of the Year last year in the Fox. Kicks goals as well, and he'll do a fair bit of the general play kicking today. Really does act as that third playmaker on this Leopards side. They're up to the 40 already here at Otahuhu and rolling down the field nicely so far. Good line speed that time, and it's Ackland who wrestles with Mikaeli. He's taken down about 2 short of halfway. Patillo at dummy half comes towards the middle of the park, and it's Uate. Uate gets put onto his back. They're just inside opposition territory now. Toto Purcell lining up for a carry to the right, and here's our first taste of Connor for the day. Swings the ball out the back, and they want to try their luck here. Holani dishes a little one over the top. So the Leopards keen to move the football around. Last play now coming up. And it's a high one off the boot, looking into the sun. Lelinga just about put that one down. He did brilliantly to bring that one in there at the end. A little juggle, Troy, but brought it in just in time.
Yeah, and he was under a lot of pressure there to do it, so good hands showing early, and that'll give him lots of confidence as we're, into the early stanza of the game. That's the call. That's what Otahuhu is trying to do. They're trying to slow the ruck speed down, get the player over onto his back.
Moni Tafui. Fraser goes up the back to Wallace. Wallace kicks between winger and fullback, and there's the latter who picks it up.
Stand up! 9! Hold! Hold!
Some big bodies on the park there for Otahuhu today. That winger wouldn't be lost in the second row, would he?
Yeah, they are big across the park, and of course we're lucky enough to get to see all of the Fox teams in action, and certainly I think in the back row Otahuhu is probably the biggest that we see, and those two starting bookends, so good. Richard Heine and Connor Toto Purcell, the platform they lay early on, so crucial to what this side do. Patello plays short at the line, and I've put the mock on Halani there, who's put that ball down. So our first error of the match, and it is Richie Halani who puts it down, and we'll have a scrum pack down about 5 short of halfway. After a fairly frantic start to the game, both sides certainly moving the ball around and making good yardage. So 3.5 gone, and we have our first error.
Okay, front rows down. Bring everyone back on you, champ. Second. Last in binding. Center. Keep here. Thanks, champ. Right.
Lalina just about shaking free. Patillo does well to hold on down low. Aiden Ackland nice and busy at dummy half.
Great
Can
run
get
here.
him and do a little bit of work as Kellett more centralises now. Fraser at dummy half. Total Purcell gets left on the deck. They go to their left and bring in Kali Kali. 30 out from the line now, Mount Albert. First real attacking chance of the half. Here's Falilor Malio. The Kelston boy won a national title with them, as well as an Auckland title. Ackland, short at the line. Tafui almost goes through. Doyle arrives late to pin him down. Last play coming up now for Mount Albert. Fraser jumps out, goes to the left, but the Otahuhu line is there. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, half the team involved in the end. And held up is the call, and will be hand over. Otahuhu ball. Well, nice goal line defensive stand that time from the Leopards, Troy.
Yeah, and a great set too by the Lions. You know, they went to the middle there, just shaped up. Aiden was sort of getting ready for a set play, and they went to the right side, and it was very close to going through. But as you said, great scramble on the line by the Otahuhu Leopards, and here they come on the grind.
So Dylan Uate runs it at his opposite number there to Fui. Doyle jumps in a dummy half and then brings in, I think it's Nuka Nuka. Outside backs working hard here for the Leopards early on. That is a feature of the game, and Troy touched on it before. Their outside backs more than capable of coming in and carrying some load in the middle of the park as Toto Purcell bumps the ball forward. Patillo They swing it out now, and this is Pucky who straightens up. He'll be taken down right on halfway. Last play now coming up. Go to their right. Doyle kicks. Cleaned up by Mount Albert. This is Lilinga looking for a little half gap. Goes across field and then ends up getting tackled. So good kick chase that time from the Leopards, and they've got Mount Albert where they want them. Let's see what they can come up with now. Can they restrict the yardage in the set? Both teams have been able to roll down the field pretty easily so far. It's a nod to the two quality forward packs we've got on display today. Ball is put down now by Palu. An advantage Otahuhu now. Off the back of a really good set and kick chase. Now a chance to register points. Paki shifts play wide. This is Mikaeli. 15 out from the line here at Otahuhu. Stationed right down the right-hand corridor at the road end here at Felds Park. Halani will centralise. Started the year on fire. Topped the try scoring for the club for the first few rounds. Well, the tries have dried up in the last couple of weeks. Still such an effective weapon in the middle of the park. Rahiri to Doyle. Doyle now holds up, stepping through. Geronimo Doyle, look out. He's quick on his feet, and they have to get there in numbers, and they bring him down just short. Tackle still up their sleeve here, Otahuhu. Left they will go. It's knocked down. Was that knocked on? I think so. And we'll have back-to-back sets coming up for the Leopards now. A bit of a risky ball at the line, and it was read by Mount Albert. And had it come off, Troy, I don't think he was going to be caught there. He was away.
He moved here, read it early, and he came in to have a crack at it. It was their right-hand winger, number 2. Showed a wee bit of pace, so they were looking for it. And if he had collected it, well, Lord knows, he's got a wee bit of wheels. Could have gone 90 metres. So get ready for the scrum to pack in.
Rahiri with the feed. They set heavy to the right here. They're going to have to go centre field. And again, a audacious pass across the line, which Mount Albert were up on quickly. Now Doyle shakes out a 1, 2. Wrestled to ground eventually, 10 out from the line. Petillo now is the dummy half. Goes to his left, brings in Timaloa, who promotes it again, and now Petillo dances his way through, and Leonard will go close. Real pressure on Mount Albert now. Timaloa, the dummy half, shuffles play to his right. Paki kicks. Ball's loose.
He's kicked, your man kicked it into the man in front of him, which is his own player.
And offside against Mount Albert is going to be the call.
It's going to be a scrum down Otahuhu feed.
So Otahuhu feed.
Sustaining some pressure here, aren't they, Corey?
Looking pretty good on their line as well, aren't they, Mount Albert? Certainly getting up quickly and I guess trying to force those young Otahuhu playmakers to make quick decisions. Let's remember, John Ackland's got an intimate knowledge of these guys as well. He have a fair idea of, I guess, players' strengths and weaknesses, what they like and don't like. So he's well positioned to perhaps take advantage of that. Not that it worked the first time around with the Leopards getting up.
Getting somebody into the pack there. Connor's going, come on.
Yeah, thank you. I will take it. Okay, front row's down, guys. Second.
9 gone.
When you're already half.
Still no score. Will that change in the next set? Patillo, Rahiri will go out the back, and then Doyle. Look at him going across field. Sells them on the dummy, but Ackland's not falling for that one. Wrestles him to ground. Dummy half now is Motumoave. Brings play back to the middle. Rahiri is featuring heavily so far. Seems to be doing the majority of the first receiver action in this one. Patillo looking lively at dummy half as well. Center they come. Total Purcell. It's forward, and Connor knows it. Mount Albert hold on. They will take some confidence out of that one. 3 sets in a row camped on their own line. And the Lions come away with a turnover.
Mount Albert feed. Here we are, Oates. Front rollers, please. Holding out. Wait for the alcohol, guys. Right. That's good.
Mount Albert now with their first lot of possession. Probably close to 5 minutes. It's a long time.
Stand. Hold, go. That's 1.
Ackland moves play on, but they're up quickly. Holani hits him. Mount Albert are appealing for a high shot. Nothing forthcoming from Elliott. Fraser jumps out, and now they get their penalty.
13. I didn't see your number straight away, mate. Otherwise, short and it's gone early.
So Tumalora it is the man that's pinged for going early. And Ackland will now kick for touch and just gives Mount Albert a little bit of a breather and a chance to reassess. Also gets them out of their own end as the ball is flying into the crowd here at Felds Park. It's a wonderful ground to watch football at, built down into this little gully with the bank around it, and always well supported. You're plenty up in the club watching as well. Kali. Fraser looks to his left, to Wallace. Wallace turns back in on the inside and finds his captain, Palu. 35 out from the line now. Falilor Malio in chase. Instead they go to the left, and Wallace gets a flick pass out the back. So Mount Albert showing their intention. A little bit of second phase coming into their game now. And a knock on in the play of the ball will kill that one off. And Patillo giving him plenty verbally. Not too sure what that was all about. And he's going to get a talking to here, Leonard Patillo. There was no need for that.
You know what was done. You just need to calm down, okay? Simple.
So Patillo told to calm down. And we'll have a scrum fed. It'll be Leopard's ball.
One of the big bookends there for Mount Albert Lions. Number 10, sponsored by Upright Access, and just feel compelled to give them a shout out for Mick Curran. He's a big stalwart of the club, you know, and backs rugby league through the hilts. And good to see Mick down here looking after the local club.
Patillo jumps out, catches them not square, and then picks up a couple of extra metres. Doyle now is the dummy half. And Albert have to be careful they don't let this Leopards team get on a roll.
Carry.
The line speed is good that time though, and well contained. The second effort on the tackle that time perhaps. Play on as the call. Now centre field with Toto Purcell. Good quick play the ball as well. It's nice stuff from Connor. Look at the Leopards now. Holani through the middle. He wants an offload. He's not going to get one. He's got Lions all over him. 40 out from the line now. Last play coming up. To the right they go. Paki kicks. The chase is good. Mount Albert are going to have to be alert here. Lalinga onto it. He has to get down quickly and does really well in the end. He'll get told to go back and play that one again, but he knew he was in trouble there and just got low there, Lalinga. Palu to Tumalor, shakes out of the first one, and then Patillo and Toto Purcell arrive to help.
Here we are, have a look. That's 2.
Trent Wallace had a quiet first 5 minutes. It was Ackland doing the majority of the ball handling, but now Wallace with a couple of nice touches and is looking very lively as Ackland takes the ball to the line. Fraser jumps out, spots up Uarte, steals a couple of extra one, and then gets bent awkwardly in half by Toto Purcell. Good to see Fraser straight back up to the feet. That looked a little awkward at first. Ackland kicks. The chase is good from Sita, but Doyle on hand to pick it up and then dummies and gets taken to ground. He's 20 off his own line. A real arm wrestle going on here. Seen a couple of penalties blown each way. We've seen a couple of errors. Hasn't mattered so far. Both teams have been able to match each other, both defensively and in attack. As we see now, Nuka bring this ball forward. An Auckland representative this year against the Samoa Okalani side. Samoa eventually getting up in that one as we see a penalty now for the Leopards, and it's Falilor Malio who's ruled to have spent a little too long in there. Ethan Fariu doing well to earn the penalty that time. And the Leopards now with a chance to kick for touch. Well, Troy, 14 minutes gone, a really high-quality match so far, and great to see these two forward packs going at it.
Yeah, man, there's some intent out there today, ladies and gentlemen, and certainly I want to say ringside, some big shoulders, chest plates getting put on. Is that out? Yes, it is. And I think we've just had a couple of interchanges for Otahuhu. One of them's come on, and I can see some of the Mount Albert crew starting to warm up over the far side there. So it's been a hectic first 15 minutes into it. And I think they're lucky that the ball went out over the sideline there. The Mount Albert boy got his hand to it.
Yep, so it will be a scrum because the ball was touched before it went out. And it was a near thing. Corey Sita, I think it was, almost keeping the ball in play.
When you're ready, half short.
So Kehua Rahiri
Pass good. Thank you.
feeds the scrum and then goes to Paki, and then Mikaeli with a little swerve of the hips, and he was almost through there. They'll get a penalty as well.
Complete by you, Lani. 13's just come in to stop. Slow it down.
Well, the momentum's all the Leopards' way at the moment, isn't it? There's been a couple of glimmers of hope with Lions, you know, prodding in down the back there, but Leopards are the ones up for the mauling at the moment.
Bailey Porto fresh on the park, and here he is. His first carry of the game. Goes low and gets chopped. Patillo goes centre field. Double pump. It was messy.
Zero coming.
And it breaks down. I think we'll have a knock-on each way, is it? Or it's just gone against Otahuhu in the end, but no real need for such a
There was
risky
the
pass.
Yeah, patience required there. They were right on it, and they were at the right end of the tackle count. You know, they still had options.
No. On the line, fellas.
Just need to calm the farm. A few of the big boys breathing hard too. You know, it's been really hectic. There's been some real intent in the ball carries too.
Don't wipe it with your jersey, eh?
We got a stop clock.
Claret coming out of the nose.
Yeah, and fixed. Just plug that and let's play on.
Okay, straight down, guys. Take it down, seconds, last man. Right.
See the fake at the base of the scrum there? Runner going left, come down the short side, eh? John Ackland in the business.
Geronimo Doyle knew it was on too. He looked up and quickly pointed to Trent Wallace, almost predicting that he was going to appear out the back there.
No.
Go, that's two.
Sorry, mate.
7 up.
Palu.
7, stand. Go, that's 3.
Wallace moves it on. They're up quickly, and Total Purcell the first to make contact, and was helped by Rahiri and Uate. 17 minutes gone, still no score, but a brilliant game building here as Ackland now moves it out to Tafui on this right-hand edge.
Go.
Ackland kicks long and high. That's a good kick, and is it going to find space? No, it's not. Doyle reads it beautifully, but the Mount Albert chase is good, and they should pin them down here out from 40 out from the line. They picked up a few extra metres by spreading the ball there, did the Leopards. As Mikaeli gets taken to ground, and now Motu Moave.
11, up you get. Go, that's 2. Good now. Thank you. 11, release. 3.
Porto.
12, up. Oh, go, that's 4.
Total Purcell dummied out the back and then went himself straight up over the top of Fraser. Last play now. Patillo swings it to Paki. Paki will go high. Plenty of Otahuhu bodies under it, including Uate, who goes up and claims it. Dylan Uate.
Have you got both ways? I got both ways. First by Mount Albert. Yeah.
We're going to go back for a knock-on.
First by Mount Albert.
Looks too good to be true. First one is off Mount Albert, though, which means the Leopards will get this one back. A heck of an effort, I think, from Aidan Ackland underneath to disrupt it a little there.
Yeah, we're still fighting, still wanting to keep it off the ground. How close were they? Well, that's the first strike so far today, and turned away.
Okay, boys.
Interesting to see here the Leopards have shuffled the deck. Geronimo's going into the base of the scrum, so look for something sharp here.
When you're ready.
Can they show some patience on this set? Doyle jumps out. Doyle! Geronimo Doyle! They might not need patience. Doyle opens the scoring. Straight off the scrum, Geronimo Doyle gets to a little half gap and almost just crawls his way to the try line, and the Leopards are on the board. They take the initial lead, 4 points to 0, 19 minutes gone.
SAS Sporting action replay, and as I said, just off the base of the scrum, following on from Corey, showed enough strength here, just was held on by the scruff there, 2 defenders on, and managed to squirrel across. 4 points. And I think they read that early. They read it well. And they'll be more than happy they've got 4 points on the board. And to be fair, Corey, I think the momentum's been most this way. You know, Mount Albert have been down the end a couple of times against the grain of play. They've had one real good set where they certainly put pressure on. But Otahuhu have come today and they mean business.
They do, and a trend this year that they tend to start well, and you're quite right to point out that Otahuhu have been the better team through these opening exchanges, but it's certainly been fiercely contested in the middle. That was just a heads-up play from Geronimo Doyle that time, just those instincts that he seems to have. And it was something we were aware of in the College Rugby League game midweek as well. Moala Graham Tolfa scoring 3 tries, and I sort of remarked at the end of it, just a player that seems to pop up wherever there's a loose ball or a little half gap. Some of those players just have it. And Geronimo Doyle certainly one of them. So kick to come now, and a tricky one to start with. Flags are up, and Doyle makes it 6 points to 0. 20 minutes gone here in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership, round 1 of the competition proper, as we have Mount Albert looking to remain safely inside that top 4, and it's becoming a very congested top 4 now with Point Chevalier joining the race. Otahuhu just 2 points back and firmly in the mix as well. And for the Leopards, well, a loss today would see them potentially drop back to 2 or 3 wins outside of the top 4, and while it won't be disastrous, it would certainly be a bit of a blow as we get the competition proper underway. Mount Albert now get us back off the boot of Ackland, and Bailey Porto says, wind me up, here I go, and charges it straight back.
8, 3, up, hold, go. That's 1.
Looks like young Rapati's on for the Mount Albert Lions in 17.
Release, hold, go. That's 2.
Patilo, Toro Purcell, Doyle, they're going to move it here. Uate with the fend, gets a little offload away out the back, and they break down the left now via Nuka Nuka.
Move, hold, go. That's 3.
Rahiri, Toro Purcell, again, he's passing a lot today, Connor. Almost playing that style that we've seen become familiar with the likes of James Graham and in the past Sam Cassiano. We use that big man as the ball player, attracts some attention from the defensive line. They kick in behind now, the chase is good, it's going to go out, but that is a brilliant set from the Otahuhu Leopards, and it all starts with a little bit of second phase, a lovely offload popped by Dylan Uate. They break down the left, and the play finishes down the right with a brilliant kick.
Back into familiar territory for the Otahuhu Leopards. Inside the, well, they're knocking on the 10 there, aren't they, as they're getting ready to pack down. And you're talking about James Graham as the player. I thought you were going to say Tony Tuia. He likes to dance at the line and offload and, keeps everyone guessing. So they've come here to play today, haven't they? Otahuhu Leopards. So let's see their line speed here. They want to keep them here.
Ackland to Lilinga. Nuka Nuka says, you're going nowhere. Pins him down on the 10. 22 gone. It is the Leopards leading by 6. Mount Albert have had very little go their way since the first 5 minutes. Haven't really been down the other end of the park as Falilua Malio takes a strong carry forward. Watch out for the other Falilua Malio now on the park. Johnny at dummy half. He's lightning quick. We've called him through the years in the SAS College Rugby League competition, and of course when he's with Te Aratu as well. Can be a real difference maker at dummy half. Let's see what he's got in the bank today, as both the brothers currently out on field. Ackland will kick. Again, it's a long one, but Doyle, Johnny on the spot, touches that one. Play on is the call. And now he will bring it back, looking to spot up Rory Ropati. Coming in to finish off late was Killip Moore. Motumoave is taking the ground. 40 out from the line.
Oh, strong.
Wharton Benedict.
Oh.
That's 3.
Pucky gets hit by Falilua Malio.
15.
Tackles up their sleeve still. Petilo jumps. He goes short side. Kicks early. Wallace is back chasing it.
They got the ball back.
0 is the call. Another set coming up now for the Leopards, as Wallace tried to contain it. They work the ball forward now. Otahuhu and just about straight through the heart. Now has that been stripped?
11, release, release.
End-to-end stuff. Ackland stripped it back. That is a hell of an effort from Aidan Ackland on the much bigger man.
Markers were 5.
Yep, that's a power play.
So Felipe Vaiafisi it was who almost looked like he was going to go all the way to the try line there, and then Ackland comes up. He's got the ball.
He obviously gets that strength from his mother.
The Lions now working it forward. This is via Christian Petty. We haven't seen much of him so far. A good carry that time. But Otahuhu do well to slow the play the ball, and he's picked up a knock as well, Christian Petty. Keep an eye on whether he remains on the field. That looked like an ankle there. He's hobbling him back play as it is. Falilua Malio to Ackland. Ackland goes over the top. The chase is good.
Big bounce.
Bounces fortuitously for Otahuhu, and Mikaeli says, I'll have that, thank you very much. Ackland's kicking's been brilliant through the first half. Nuka Nuka runs it at Ropati and Kellett Moore.
Up 17. Go. 40.
Rahiri dancing to the line and taking down 40 out. 26 gone. Otahuhu leading by 6. Total Purcell to Paki. Paki brings Porto back in on the inside. Good strong carry and a quick play of the ball as well. Patillo jumps out, goes to his right, and then it's Paki. Kicks in behind, has taken a deflection, and Wallace picks it up, and Trent Wallace for a little while there thought he may well have been off to the races, instead gets called back. I think there'll be an accidental offside here.
Just having a bit of a niggle down here. We catch in on that. Bit of a disagreement, couple of push and shoves.
Johnny, come on, boys.
That's Falilua Malio times 2, causing the trouble according to the match officials. Certainly see Sulla in there. I think he had 3 or 4 Otahuhu guys at one point. Let's have a listen.
Take it down, guys. Hey, the charge was fine. It was just on the retrieval out the back that the ball was knocked on.
So charge down fine. There was a knock on in the retrieval, which I think will mean it's an Otahuhu ball here.
Take it down, guys. Front rows. Here we are. On your touchy, boys.
And the crowd here is massive today, Corey, up on the hill there. Filling the car park.
Doyle to Nuka Nuka. The Leopards looking to double the advantage as we approach the half-hour mark. They've had almost all of the good ball for most of this first half. Here's Dylan Uate winding it up. Rory Ropati, though, quick to set upon him, and he will be taken down about 11 short of the line. Leonard Patillo, he's been like an Energizer Bunny out of dummy half so far. Total Purcell, he goes straight and hard. Falilua Malio holding on down low. Patillo, it's a shocking pass from dummy half, picked up by Paki. Doyle looking to step through, and Wallace does exceptionally well to contain him. Real pressure on here. Mikaeli jumps out, looking for a gap. He's going to get over the line, but can he turn? Short is the call. Last play coming up now for Otahuhu.
No hands. Go. Line's good.
Doyle kicks. Ball is put down. Patillo might have a try here. Otahuhu have got their second. A fortuitous bounce, and Leonard Patillo, Johnny on the spot, touches down. And a chance now for the Leopards to go out to a 12-point lead as the half-hour mark approaches.
Just catching the back end of the SAS Sporting replay. Little dink through from Geronimo. And just fumbled there. Didn't manage to pull it in. And Johnny on the spot. Hookers in and touches down 4 points. And what a good 4 points it is to have. This mark of the game. Referee awards the try.
And you just get the feeling that the sheer amount of defence Mount Albert have had to do over the last 20 minutes is probably starting to take a toll. That was a tired era there. And they've had to do a number of back-to-back sets on their own line. So halftime probably can't come soon enough if you're the Lions.
Well, the big boys in the Otahuhu pack, you know, the bookends, the second rows, everyone's just smashing that centre. They're just running it hard in the middles. And then every now and then they're getting a little bit of a shift on. And if they can't do it with the pass, they're certainly getting it through with a little wee strategic kick. Geronimo gets ready now to address the teed up Steeden. And again, can't get over the crowd. If we, after this shot at goal, we might ask the CTAS crew just to sort of pan the hill up there. There's a lot of people here today. And it's not that hill.
Coming in. Up.
Kick is good. Otahuhu lead, 12 points to 0. 30 minutes gone here in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. Doyle adds the extras, and the Leopards looking good right now.
Yeah, she's a full car park here today at Fells Park.
You're not wrong. Exceptional crowd, and that's not factoring in the people down on our side we're filming from as well, and judging by the noise I'm hearing, there's a few to our left and right. Big shout out to everyone for making their way down to support their local club today, or clubs. Sure there'll be a fair few from the Leopards as well. Toto Purcell takes it straight back and leaves one on the ground. It was Helani Rogers-Brown who he just went up over the top of. Uate.
3, Lani up. Oh, go, that's 2.
Petilo. Falilo Malio looked to put a shot on. They missed him, and Rogers-Brown
Release.
goes in.
Keep coming, 17. That's 3.
Pucky. Back to the middle. Otahuhu are rolling.
That's 4.
And Petilo says, I'll take advantage of that off the end of it. Hasn't he been good out of dummy half today?
Yeah, he's been very, very niggly, that boy. He's certainly putting them to the sword.
Making the most of a dominant forward pack. Doyle looks high. The chase is good. Wallace is back to clean it up and does so proficiently, and then gets set upon by Emiliano Mikaeli. Otahuhu now looking to pin Mount Albert down this end of the park.
That's 2.
And a pressure relieving penalty here.
Can't be fluid at marker. You've got to lock into position before you go.
Mikaeli did not lock in at marker. Just too keen that time. And now the Lions to kick for touch via Ackland.
Thanks, Betty. On the line, boys. Come behind the chip. Lay on. Hand on ball.
Oh, the ball's popped out.
Hand on ball penalty.
I need to show some discipline here.
Thanks, Betty.
And just like that, the Lions chew off 50 metres without even really having to work for it, just through Otahuhu's lack of discipline. Toto Purcell says, I'll try and make up for it here. Big contact on Sydney Harvia there. Rogers-Brown, little change of direction at the line. Connor's involved again, along with Wharton Benedict. Falilo Malio now jumps out of dummy half, links up with older brother Salah.
7, release. That's 3.
Short side they go. Quick hands, and now breaking down the left-hand side. Christian Petty's got a try claim here. Points to the spot. The Lions are on the board, and it is via Christian Petty. Quick hands down the left-hand side. Put it down to a couple of strong carries and the smarts of Johnny Falilo Malio at dummy half.
After 33 minutes of just getting absolutely pummeled, this is what shows when you're dealing with a dangerous team. They've managed to get up there, chewed 50 metres quickly, left-hand edge, try.
I think it was Maddox Rice who copped a huge shot at back play as he moved that ball on. It was a brave play from him to take the ball to the line. And as you sort of alluded to there, Troy, probably says a fair bit about the character of this team. They've got beaten up through the opening 33 minutes, but really showed their class that time off the back of 2 penalties and took full advantage via Petty down the left-hand side, the clubroom side here at Felds Park.
It was certainly against the grain of traffic, wasn't it? They'd been, down this end of the park for some time, and, in the blink of an eye, 4 points over on the far side. There's the fabulous ARL Toblerones getting shifted around the park.
He'll be halfway up the hill by the time he kicks this here, Ackland. It's a tricky spot.
Won't be the first time either.
Coming in. Looking good.
Good off the boot
Away.
and
Just
just
under.
short.
Yeah.
It's a fair kick from Ackland out on the sideline. But it remains Otahuhu 12, Mount Albert Lions 4. 35 minutes gone here at Felds Park. And the Lions finally get a reward for toughing it out, really. They leaked 2 tries. They've done well to only leak 2, given the massive possession that the Otahuhu side have had as we head into the final 5 minutes of the half now. Doyle to get us back underway with a high one.
That's good. That's okay. Connor, up you go. Oh, go. That's 1. 18.
Some passionate supporters out here.
2.
Falilo Malio, look at Big Salah wind up.
He's had some strong minutes today. He's not only tackled, but he's carried well, hasn't he?
That's 3.
Johnny Falilo Malio to Wallace. Wallace turns back onto the inside. Mikaeli comes out of the line. It's called strip. Another penalty.
Connor, just have a quick word to the mate.
It's 3 penalties on the trot now for Mount Albert.
Thanks, Matty. No more, boys.
Rice. Set upon quickly by Leafy out of the line.
Oh, go. That's 1. Early. Watch the hip work on this
Falilo Malio. Work it through the middle via Javier.
one. Keep coming. That's 2.
Ackland. Callett Moore.
19. Release.
Strong carry. Finds his front straight away.
Oh, go. That's
Options now either side for Mount Albert. Rogers Brown.
10. 18. Up.
New Zealand Māori under 18 representative as Johnny Falilo Malio jumps out.
Best and final.
He thought he might have caught them napping there, not that time. Ropati. Ackland to Wallace. Wallace kicks. Otahuhu are there and forced in goal. Knock on in goal, I think, is the final call.
Pleading for.
Either way,
It is.
it's the same result. Mount Albert are getting the ball back. And a classy little finish that time. Something that I guess is coming back into the game a little bit more, but love seeing halves play down the same edge together, and that time we saw Ackland shift on to Wallace. We did go through that period where it seemed in vogue to station a playmaker either side of the ruck,
yeah.
but certainly love it when the 2 most creative guys in your team can get together, and that time
No early, boys.
it gave Otahuhu plenty to think about. 2.5 minutes to play. The Leopards looking to further reduce this gap before half-time, and Sydney Javier with the first carry. Nuka meets him head on and then gets some help, but another penalty. And now we're going to have a talking to.
Connor, out here, mate. That's a flop, a blatant flop. Have a talk to them. You talk to them now, mate.
So the warning there from Elliott, and the inference is a blatant flop that time. That's the second warning in about 3 minutes. And Otahuhu need to be a little bit careful here. The next one could potentially be a sin bin the way Elliott's talking.
We got this. Here we are. Here we are. Hold.
Quick play the ball. Falilo Malio. Wallace. Double pump. Brings Lilinga in. Charging at the line and driving those legs.
Hold.
Such a big body at fullback.
Very good.
Sloppy play the ball. Big Salah. Runs it at Toto Purcell. He gets some help, and taking him down eventually was Leafy.
Go. That's 3.
Ackland on the football. Misses out Javier and Ropati. Callett Moore with the dummy. Callett Moore. He's over the line. Can he get it down? No, he won't. The wall of blue arrives. Ropati is the dummy half. He brings play back towards the centre. Links up with cousin Ackland. Then goes to Wallace. Wallace now dances across. Lilinga with the little goose step, looking for a half gap. There's not one there.
Best and final.
Last play coming up. Ackland calling for the ball, centre field. Wallace is on it and then goes to Ackland. It goes high. A tester on here now. Ropati is under it.
Knock on, Otahuhu.
Ball loose, knock on Otahuhu is the call. Now we want to pack this scrum down. They want to get another set in here.
Yep, it's not in our outwards. As long as they're no slower than they normally are. No time off.
No time off unless they're slower than they normally are is the word from Elliot. Good communication with the players there as well.
Seconds. Let's move in seconds.
Aiden's gone to the base of the scrum.
Last man.
And they won't get a play in. Ackland's not happy about it. So we will go to half-time with the Otahuhu Leopards up 12 points to 4 over the Mount Albert Lions. Very short break from us before we resume with the second half action here in the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership.
Don't go too far away, ladies and gentlemen. We catch up with what's been going down at the Auckland Rugby League during the week and highlights from last week's game. Back real soon.
Hello everyone, welcome to this week's edition of ARL TV News. Let's take a look at what's happening around the grounds. We've got the July Holiday Blasts, our Region of Origin Trail and our live stream action, July Holiday Blasts. Our July Holiday Blasts have been confirmed. Otahuhu and Te Aratu will host a 2-day event while Cornwall will run right through the second week of holidays. For every child that's registered, they'll receive 2 tickets to the Warriors vs Raiders clash on August 2nd. Register today at aucklandleague.co.nz. Region of Origin Trail. The under 16 and under 18 boys open trial will take place this Sunday at Auckland Domain. The trial marks the final trial before the squad announcements on July the 5th. All details can be found on our website at aucklandleague.co.nz. Live stream action. Catch us live from 4 o'clock PM today as we live stream a 2018 Grand Final rematch between Kelson Boys and Mount Albert Grammar for the SAS College Rugby League. On Saturday, catch us at Felds Park as we live stream Mount Albert who take on Otahuhu. Live from 2:30 PM at aucklandleague.co.nz. Now we're going to throw away to a highlights package from Point Chevalier and Mangere East.
First set of the game, and the Pirates are going to attack. Pawhairangi kicks across. It's towards the wing, and it is cleaned up. And then on his first touch of the football, Sam Whapito is going to score in the far left corner, right up against the line here. Pawhairangi got Annandale on his shoulder, kicks in behind, a second try. Whapito, 2 tries in the first 10 minutes. And they're 9 short, and watch out for that combination again. Api Pawhairangi, he's on the ball. Throws a big looping cutout pass. Oh my goodness, it's 3 tries in 13 minutes. Pawhairangi to Whapito. It is a deadly edge combination. Right up against the line now. Kalfahima goes to his right. Makawi to Annandale. Annandale will go, gets the offload away to Ledger. Francis Ledger, they're in for their 4th. Ledger runs it in, looking around for a defender. There was none there. You can hear Api being yelled. That's Api Pawhairangi, the man on the ball right now. He has created everything so far into a gap. Here comes his 4th, is it? Yes, it is! Whapito, 4 tries. Solid for Mangere East in the middle of the park. Got through a whole lot of work. Now Pawhairangi will look to the sky. Lamoni is under it. So Lamona breathing down his neck.
Catch.
Nicely taken that time by Ingo, who then looks up and says, I'm off to the races. Cover coming across. He looks to step back in field and then gets tackled by his opposite number, along with help from Marlo Solomona. Dowie now jumps out of dummy half. Here we go. Mangere East starting to get it rolling. James Dowie breaking free. I don't think they'll catch him coming across in cover. Brilliant stuff from James Dowie. And out of nowhere, scores a crucial try for his team.
Well, decisions made. Oh, my heart goes out to
Spread it to the right, and the Pirates are in the far right corner. Brown to V. V goes back door to Limoni. Limoni now accelerating through. Look at the footwork.
Yeah, awesome.
Hands it to Dowie. Space on the right edge now. James Dowie sums it up beautifully. The Hawks are in again. And it is a familiar name at the heart of it. James Dowie sums it up beautifully. Lemoni, steps 1, steps 2, Inga Lemoni. Look at the feet of the man, still going Inga Lemoni. Sums it up at the end, puts his back rower over,
try,
but that
great
was exceptional footwork. Inga Lemoni. Breaking ankles all the way to the try line, likely at one stage. Matane V jumps out. Lemoni, look out, Inga!
Untouched.
Another one for Inga. Deadly on his feet. And he'll get it, no he won't. A 4. Back to the middle. It's building now for the Hawks. 8 the gap. Brown. Ikahihifo! Sam Ikahifo! Straight through, down the left edge. Here for the Pirates. They've done well to get down this end of the park. Pewhairangi goes high. This looks familiar. They go up for it. It's taken cleanly. He's just short of the line. It spills loose. Kenny Gavitt will score in the left-hand corner. Tofahima. Pewhairangi. Number 5. Try number 5. Sam Fa'apito. Up in his way to the try line. Latu. Makawi burrows low. Makawi will score. That'll be the game. The Pirates are going to win here. Latu. Short at the line, and it's Big Salinga. Gives the camera
A P-wall.
Sueli, what a game. 30 points up at one point there. Mangere East come back into it. At one stage there, were you sort of worried what was going to happen in that second half?
I mean, Mangere East, they can score from anywhere, and any team can be up by 50. Mangere East is one of those teams they just can't get comfortable with, and obviously in the second half, we sort of slipped away, got a bit comfortable, but we managed to get them back in the end. But yeah, Mangere East is a tough side. They got up against Glenora last week, and we knew what to expect, so came out here and tried to put 80 minutes performance together, maybe 60 minutes, but we'll get it. We're slowly clicking. We'll get in there.
Now we're going to bring in Mangere East, one of the co-captains, Natane V. Well, mate, it looked like you were out of the game after half an hour, but the character your side showed to power back. You must be quite proud despite the result.
Yeah, well, that's been a thing for us for the last few years. We tend to start slow and everybody count us out, but look, a group of young men, and they just want to keep pushing, keep getting better. So that character's definitely stepped in through late into that half and put ourselves in a good position to, get back into the game. Just unlucky we couldn't finish it.
Welcome back. Now let's take a look at the Premierships and how they'll play out for the rest of the season. The Crown Lift Trucks Fox Championship. So at the end of the qualifiers, as you know, the bottom 4 of the Fox Memorial and the top 4 of the Fox Championship have joined together. So as they're seated, it is Bay Roskill, Richmond, Te Aratu, Ellerslie, Papakura, Manurewa, Pukekohe and Hibiscus Coast, and they all start on 0 points. Now to the SAS Fox Memorial Premiership. The top 8 as it stands is Howick, Northcote, Mount Albert, Glenora, Point Chevalier, Otahuhu, Mangere East and Marist, and they'll carry their points right through. Now that's all this week. I'm Savannah Tafalevi. We'll see you around.
Yeah, my name is Baya Bala from Mount Albert Lions. Catch us on Auckland Rugby League Live, 0.net. I'm Connor Purcell. Catch all the action live on aucklandleague.co.nz.